Right. So this has been a rather interesting week, to say the least. But
Yeah.
as hip hop heads, we have to acknowledge this. The rather shocking death of 20-year-old
Right,
rapper XXXTentacion. If you guys remember
right,
from last season, we talked about his "Look at Me" video, and how
right.
there's the controversy surrounding that video in particular, especially the second half of it where he depicted a scene with a white kid being hung.
Right.
That scene. And I just remember, well, before we get to the actual death itself, just touch on that. I remember you, Ricardo, just being like indifferent to, like, why are we talking about this?
Yeah.
Why should we care? Like, whatever, he's going at he's
Well,
trying shock value, but it's like, who
right. No,
cares?
as I say, the running joke. The problem with people who just try shock value is that they want to live up to their own, their own hype. Unfortunately, no. And yeah, if I understand, as I say, Joe Budden warned them, no, stop trying to be try hard, try hard. It will come back on you. And it have a reason why it is that we live in this politically correct, nice world right now.
Yeah,
Because yeah, some real shit went on back in the days.
yeah,
It
of course,
have a
yeah.
reason why 90s fucking sucked. So
Boy,
I don't know.
well, that
Sometimes
love the
people just want to.
90s to my heart, 90s kid to my heart, but yeah, 90s,
Of course, but
90s suck.
I remember it was some really, really dark, disturbing shit that went on in the 90s. So why does he would want to be this hard gangster thing? Yeah, like look, I like gangster rap on its face, when you're singing about hard shit and thing. But like when you actually have to think about the consequences of that, yeah, give me open mic eagle any day, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to go to the future and have things be nicer. I mean, you could get into that debate of whether or not hip hop can be politically correct. I think it can.
I
Um,
think it needs to
and
be.
it does. Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I mean, the whole like I'll admit I really like listening to some hard gangster shit already. Look, I love Ghostface Killer, even something like Cameron. I ain't mind listening to. But yeah, in the end of the day, if there's a trade off, it ain't worth it. And yeah, if I understand, you know, yeah, XXX Tentacion was real in some bullshit now. And well, the person I had to watch that I had to watch it back is this boy is 69 now.
Oh yes,
He
Mr.
a
Takashi
little too much on that
69.
little crip. Yeah, a little too much on that pyro shit right now. So
Yeah,
you need to
boy.
chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
speaking
whatever.
well, speaking of 6ix9ine, well, as I said that, even he, put out a little IG video, just, a kind of rest in peace to X, because, well, for
Right.
one thing, like, yeah, this death really did shake up the rap world. I mean, not just for the millennials out there, but,
Well,
for people
no,
who call
yeah,
themselves real fans.
right. The guy, I know about shake up the rap world. I mean, the guy, I was never that impressed with him, frankly. I don't try to speak killer the dead or anything like that, but
I
I
know, I
was
understand, yeah.
never. He's somebody that I never really take on or anything like that. And again, it was somebody like, well, guy, you're kind of on a bad trajectory right now, so you just chill out. No, he's not like a Kendrick Lamar or somebody big like that. Where all right, if them dead, all right, guys are a big deal. So I can't put him there. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
as I brought up that, well, this is the kind of interesting thing about his death itself. Well, before I get into that point, we just had to talk about how he actually did die.
okay.
Apparently he was in Florida. He was in this motorbike dealership, basically. Just looking for a bike, basically. And then after leaving the dealership, going back
Right.
to his vehicle, somebody tried to rob him, and just, well, that guy pulled out a gun, fired shots, and he died
Yeah.
right there, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I got the news of this. Well, apparently news was leaked, basically, that he was in critical condition, but I was unaware of this. I
Right.
mean, it was Monday and I was working and I just had stuff to do. But then, like,
Yeah.
close to 6 p.m., I got this message and I was like, the man dead. I'm like, wait, what?
You're right. Yeah.
And
Right.
just a bunch of videos came up, a bunch of rest in peace stuff like that. Now, understand why, like, in your case, you wouldn't really care for a guy like him. For me, he kind of came off, he had talent, right? But it was
Right.
more leaning on the whole trap kind of emo vibe. He'll always be like, try to
Exactly.
be tuggish, he'll try to be hard, but at the same time, he'll be kind of like moaning as like, I want to die, and suicide, and feeling sad, all that kind of stuff. But the
Right.
shocking thing is that his fan base that's what you have to think about it when it comes to his death. His fan base
Yeah.
were, young people. They were millennials, so they
Right.
somehow, I know we old farts wouldn't really understand, but the younger
No,
heads really
look,
really related to his music. So
no, I get
that
all of
one
that,
makes his death kind of
I get all
interesting.
of that because he did deal with a lot of emotional issues, depression. I get all of that, but at the end of the day, I don't know, y'all. I get the feeling that he could have dealt with that if he was just a more stable or healthy person, that's the problem with stuff like this.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're not sure. Like you keep saying millennials, but really it's Generation Z because we are
Right,
millennials. I
right.
mean,
Well, yeah.
it's kind of younger for the younger generation who's kind of post millennial, I suppose. But
Mhm.
my attitude is that a healthier person. But from what I understand, he was getting on the up and up and trying to fix a lot of his shitter. So
Yes, yeah.
that in itself makes it, I suppose, more tragic
Yes.
in that way. But yeah, it's one of them things. And look, it had plenty people. Jadenia made a great tweet about it. The Nigerian American singer.
I know he is.
Said-
he is.
yeah,
Classic man.
right,
Come on.
right.
Yeah.
Right. He made the point about it's like think of if Malcolm X got killed at 20, right? Malcolm X was in a mess at 20, and you look at he become this great thinker and whatnot, right? So
Yeah.
it's like that. I mean, it's just the squandered potential and whatnot. But
Yeah.
it's sad.
Yeah, you're
It's sad you
you're
have to
right.
clean up your
actually.
life. When they
Yeah.
say make sure you have a window of opportunity and clean up your life as soon as possible.
Well, as you bring up that, because at that age, 20 years old is like, there
So
could have
young,
been
yeah.
so much he could have done in his 20s.
Yeah,
and
that's so you're young.
it just
Yeah.
gets snuffed out like that. That's just unfortunate. So let's get back to the music there for a bit, right? So I didn't really know about the guy until that song "Look at Me," came
Right.
out, and then his first studio album 17 came out last year, and
Right.
that got like critically trashed. Well, at least from what I know.
Right.
A lot of like my favorite YouTube music, critics kind of didn't really care
Right,
for the
yeah.
album as much. But then this year he brought out one called Question Mark, like literally that's the title, right? And here
Yeah.
it was more like he was just trying things out, trying different styles. He even tried a little rock, a little reggaeton, just different things,
Right.
just stuff that was in his head. And I actually listened to that one that came out this year, and I was telling myself, okay, while I personally did not care for the album, I just kind of walked out of it like, whatever. It was just kind of this all over the place, and just feel pity for me, even though there were all these cases about the domestic violence stuff that I didn't even know about until like probably around the time when the video for Look at Me came out, right? I didn't even know about that stuff until then, and that legit shocked me, right? There was little nuggets of potential there. The man is literally, if the man was just able to focus on just seeing what it is he had to say, really expressing
Right.
himself without being like, well, it's the tone, it's the way how I'm singing, or it's the way I'm rapping here. Feel the pain in my voice, that kind of stuff. Like literally focus on an idea and really develop on it. Because that was the problem with this album here. It was just a bunch of snippets of songs, just snippets of ideas, but they were just all over the place. Now,
Right.
after the death, now I learned about the whole thing about him trying to clean himself up, and that just add this extra
Yeah.
layer of just how unfortunate this whole situation was. And just the videos that came out,
Yeah,
a bunch of
yeah.
people talking about how his music impacted them. It really, really, really hit me, really
Right.
struck me, like how his music was able to do that, regardless of the fact of the stuff that he was in over the past 4 or 5 years or whatever like that. And at the end of the day,
Yeah.
there will be those detractors out there that will say, well, why are we putting this guy on this high pedestal because he got shot? I mean, yes, it's unfortunate, but look at all the things he did. He beat up on his pregnant girlfriend and all
Well,
that
no,
kind of
I
stuff.
mean,
But still,
again, it's
people have-
the typical. My attitude is what it was before, and if it were worn before, and that's my issue now, is that like, okay, so we could have people did the same thing to began to back when they got killed.
Of course, yeah.
Look at the violent music and look at
Thug
the blah blah
life
blah blah blah
and
blah.
gangsters and blah
Thug
blah
life
blah.
and so on.
right,
So,
yeah.
but that's my thing is that they were the warning. They were that warning at the time. So
Yes.
that's what Joe Budden was kind of telling them that some long times. Like, look, all the young rappers, there's no reason to try to cater to some level of violence because rap went through that already. You don't need to come back to that.
Yeah.
That's why I
And
thought
most
at
importantly-
least that's how I interpret what you say.
Yeah, most importantly, you don't have to follow this this trajectory just because it's popular. Like, you not from the street, maybe you're not from
Exactly.
the street, you're not doing that. Well, at least in X case, he was in jail because of just shit that he did. But still, you don't have to rap about it
Right.
if you don't live that life, right? But yeah, continue.
Yeah. Right, and that's my attitude for a lot of this behavior. It's like, wait, you still on this and you're still doing this, and we in 2018 is like I'm not expecting you to rap nursery rhyme thing or whatever it is. That's not what I'm saying. But
Right. Agreed.
exactly whatever it is, and it's not even music necessarily, but it's your life as a person.
Yes.
You had to
yes,
clean up
yes.
your life, and you had a lot of interest and you had a lot of problems.
Yeah,
He's
he
very
did,
unstable.
he did, yeah.
That person
Admittedly
needed
so.
help, and Right, and he got in, as they say, the problem is that it's not, you have consequences to your behavior, even if you try to clean up now. It's not some video game where you can just get an XP start. The computer don't remember you killing how much versions of themselves before it's people. Lives continue forward.
And then, well, most importantly, even though, and I kind of feel bad for saying this, but it is true when you think about it. You could try to change up your life as much as you want to, but still, the sins of your past are still gonna linger on. They're still gonna stay unless you really do something genuine to just to wisen up. Change yourself really from the ground up. It's a shame that he can't really do that now. He could have done that in his 20s, but maybe he might have just slipped back into his old ways. Who knows? We can't really say right now.
We don't know. I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't write off people or anything like that. But yeah, it's really sad and unfortunate. He's a person that I'll admit. I mean, I suppose he never impacted the world in any major, but he had his fan base, so I can't deny that at all.
Yeah.
And that's what I get from here. That I really don't think about it in any major way, unfortunately.
Right.
I didn't expect him to die. I was really shocked that he died. I was like, oh shit.
As I say that, the weird thing about it now is that because of the subject matter of his music, I could have swear that the man would eventually just kill himself, and that would have been
something like that. Yeah, I thought it would be. Well, I remember somebody pointed out. He had a Instagram post that they talked about him cleaning himself up and saying, think of the future and whatnot. Now, a lot of people was really impacted by that.
Yeah.
I wanted, and so stuff like that. I mean, is the potential not seen? Like I really don't know him say you can't say what you don't do ultimately now. But there's some signs of there's light at the end of that tunnel, and well, unfortunately, you don't get a chance to get there. Sadly. That's about it.
But just last thing I'll say, all in all though, I do hope that his fan base will be inspired by the stuff that he did, learn to express themselves and their feelings through music or whatever art they have, but also not to follow on that same path that X did, and it's it's ironic that we keep seeing X is similar to like DMX himself, him being this self-flagellating individual who suffers and goes through all that because he doesn't want his fan base or the people who really care about him to do the same thing, So I don't know if this would have been the part that XXXTentacion would have gone along, but I really do hope that the fan base itself will just actually, like I say, just better themselves, I mean, learn from the mistakes that this guy did, and just really try to be better individuals, I mean, not just follow on this whole kind of path of darkness just because X did it, I mean, that kind of stuff. Really be more conscious of their lives and the decisions that they make there. And that's all I had to say before I get all preachy and whatnot, right? But all in all though, rest in peace to XXXTentacion. You did manage to create to have your own fan base, and that's just through SoundCloud, so that's amazing right there. So you have your fan base, they're gonna listen to your music for years to come, and not much more I can say about that. So on to some happy stuff. We got the first trailer for Creed 2, which I think at the moment is number 42 on trending, and my god, this trailer had me excited by. For one thing,
pretty badass trailer.
Using Kendrick's DNA, that rhythmic, that I got that rhythmic, time into it. Love that. But just the premise alone, Adonis Creed squaring off against Ivan Drago's son, Jen.
Right.
Well, here's what I want.
I would love to. What I would love is for him to them to play nostalgia, because there's an epic line about Ivan Drago in that movie. I love to hear stuff like that. But the great trailer. The reference to Ivan Drago, at least his son or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Again, I really want to see what they're going to do with this and make it work. Because again, Rocky 4 was one of the sillier Rocky movies.
It was, but it had one of the best, actually the best training montage I've ever seen in my life. It's so 80s, so incredible. But the first Creed did a good job of inverting the silliness of the 80s by making a paradigm of
the dark aspects of the 80s, which is the war on drugs and the foster child system.
Yes, yes.
Creed's mother in particular, what happened to her and what was going on with there. And so I would love to see what they do with this and how to spin it now. And especially if they have Drago, who is his son, is his protege, who it is. Yeah, I'm sure what they're going to do with it.
I'm
interesting
it's his son, because like I was about to say, is how they're going to make this thing personal. Because, I mean, for one thing, it's the son of the guy who killed your father back in Rocky 4. So what would Ivan Drago's son, what would he have done to kind of spark this kind of rage inside of you to, square off with him in the ring there? So that's why I'm curious to see how they're going to play that out. But other than that, though, I am just excited to see this. I hope that we get the same emotional feels that we got with the first Creed. Like I say, that movie brought me close to tears in a very good way. I hope we get the same solid acting, not just from Michael B. Jordan, but Sylvester Stallone. Maybe he might win an Oscar or probably get an Oscar nom for this one. Not too sure.
Well, that's the problem with this one is that, one of the reasons why Creed set up itself so well was the surprise you got with Rocky. Now, you don't expect them to hit you with a Rocky arc one time. You thought it would just be Creed and Rocky would have been in the background somewhere, training them, for a little bullshit. And I realized, no, they give Rocky a full arc. And it was great. So stuff like that I really hyped for.
Yeah, and speaking of Rocky himself, I'm curious to see where his story is going to go next, because I mean, with Adonis, he has he has a daughter. Sorry, he has a child now. I mean, with Tessa Thompson. Good for him. Well done.
Right.
So it's like a parallel to to Rocky and Adrian and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to see Rocky just be this old sullen guy who just like going by.
Well, that's thing I really worried. Yeah.
The same thing that we saw in the first Creed movie. That's what I'm saying.
Right. No, I genuinely worried about what they're going to do with it now. Like him as a character and how they're going to make that work now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just worried about how they're going to make the character. I really hope this lives up to the first one.
Yes.
I think Michael B. I'm sorry, not Michael B. Jordan. We call him Black Panther director.
Oh,
he's not directing anymore.
He's not directing. Which, I mean, if he has part to play in it, like I don't know, maybe a writing or producing stints or something.
Right. Also very worried about that as well as a fact.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hyped, but I'm not too hyped because of certain little extraneous factors.
Right.
Given the script and the trailer. But it's a great trailer.
Yeah,
no doubt.
For sure. But I think because of the standards that Creed set with the first movie,
exactly.
You could only go nowhere but up. But unfortunately, as I've been reminded time and time again, just because your first movie turned to be so great doesn't mean that your sequel is gonna excel. Right?
That's right, exactly.
That's the unfortunate.
And I just think the first, it could, usually sequels could end up doing that way. It could undermine the first movie in some way. That's so I worry. Creed's a kick-ass movie for me, and I was really
I love that movie. Yeah.
Disappointed. I would be really disappointed if the second movie does something that will like undermine that first movie.
Yeah,
however, we'll see.
I really hope that they just stick with that quality. But anyway, when that movie comes out, I think it's in November. Well, we'll see for sure. All right, so first things first, let me just jump into season 3 of Supergirl. Basically, all right, if I could just jump into like the actual review of it, I would say that similar to season 4 of Flash, this is a step down from both season 1 and 2 of Supergirl, in my opinion.
Okay. I actually disagree. I actually like this more than season 2, personally. But right. Yeah, go ahead now.
Yeah. Mainly because I don't know. It's just like it starts off strong enough. Introducing this new villain called Rain. And I love the mid-season finale where Supergirl and Rain square off. That ass whooping that Supergirl collects is just epic. It's just like God damn, right? But after that moment, and this is just one of my biggest gripes with the season here, it kind of felt like it was just losing focus. Like, okay, we need to have Rain be in focus, but we're not too sure exactly what to do with her, so we gotta bring in this subplot with Lena Luthor trying to treat her,
right? And
she doing this because she wants to free the woman inside of her, and then of course her daughter Ruby, and it's just all this stuff going on there, and then this other subplot now with with Supergirl really being worried about Lena Luthor's access to to Kryptonite basically.
Kryptonite, yeah.
Creating her own Kryptonite or something like that. And well, yes, we do get to see the Legion. We see Brainiac, who I thought was a pretty cool character. Mon-El comes back. I thought that was a really nice touch what they do here, where he has moved on. He has married. He I forgot the girl's name, but he is married now.
Supposed to be, I forget the character. I forget her name. Supposed to be Saturn Girl, essentially.
Yeah, Saturn.
But she has Gravity Boy's powers.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
But she has Gravity Boy's powers. Yeah, so it was whatever. It's fine.
So is it a character they create for the show, or they just...
No. It's a character. That's a Legion character. It's just they give out different power set.
Okay, right. Just because I'm not not too knowledgeable about the Legion.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
So I like that little love triangle kind of thing. Can we be friends? Can we be more than friends? Kind of stuff going on there. They also brought in this one of the better subplots basically with the director and his the Martian Manhunter. Basically, his dad shows up. He's played by Kyle Lumley.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's a Martian Manhunter, the cartoon?
Yes, from Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. At first, I was a little kind of like not too sure where they were going with it, because they had this thing where he was going senile basically, and it's like he said just be a little bit more annoying to be around. But then eventually, when you learn that he will eventually die, that's when it really added this emotional gravitas to everything there. And mainly before we get to your thoughts on it, so I don't know, just remembering now season 2, I kind of had a double back now. Season 2 being the thing with where we had where we had Kevin Sorbo and we had Terry Hatcher's character.
Right.
Okay, yes, there were some sloppy moments here, there. Right, understood. But this one here, because I think it's because of the gapner, because the after the mid-season finale, it just kind of stopped and we got the full season basically of Black Lightning. Afterwards, it just kind of picked back up, and it was just, what do we do with Rain? And now we have these other evil, Kryptonian witches and whatnot. We have Pestilence and all that kind of stuff. And what do we do with them? We wipe them out, and then they go, and then they come back, and then it's just not. It's just kind of like not really knowing what to do with the villains in the show, and they just bring up more villains. So now you have this episode where Mon-El and Supergirl, Kara, I keep saying Supergirl a lot, but Kara goes to home planet. She meets her mom, who is played by Erica Durance, who you know as oh gosh, I was about as Lois Lane from Smallville. So nice little thing there, but then it has this like little coven of witches there. They're trying to resurrect Rain, and it's just all these reasons to bring back Rain, and it's almost like they just have to fill up this 23 episode gap now. You know what I mean?
Season.
So I get that. Just had to bring her back, and then we go on, then bring her back, then she go on, and that really brought it down to me. However, the season finale, I was, satisfied by. I really enjoyed. I really was satisfied by the way how they ended things off, especially with just planting seeds basically for the new season. For one thing, with Kara's adopted sister basically being the head of the DEO now.
Right. So they had John leave here.
Yeah, John leave. He stepped down. I thought that was a great touch there. Wynn's character arc kind of caught me completely by surprise. Him apparently being this really intelligent, this smart intellect there, this certain level intellect.
Yeah, he's Toyman's son, so that's why I accept him being that smart, because Toyman's supposed to be one of the smartest humans in the DC universe anyway.
Yes, and on the subject of that, he even had this episode about his mother, basically, trying to fill the shoes of Toyman, which it was what it was, right?
Silly,
but the way how his character arc ended in this season here, where he basically joins the Legion, that caught me completely by surprise.
Right.
And I thought that was a nice touch. Just character growth. I thought that was great. With Kara as well too, being able to finally move on from Mon-El, I thought that was a nice touch as well. But it's the last minute of the episode that really surprised me, where it's almost it is clearly that they are going to be referencing Superman Red Son in this new season, and I think I think this is one of your favorite Superman novels,
when I actually watched that, I didn't think of Superman Red Son at all. I was thinking the Supergirl Matrix.
Okay, 'cause I was
That's what
looking
I'm
at the
thinking.
location, Siberian, whatever, right?
Right. I
was
know
like,
a lot of people could, but I
maybe,
didn't think of that. Yeah, I was just thinking Supergirl Matrix. So if anybody knows who Supergirl Matrix is, basically it's a version of Supergirl who's a robot from another dimension or pocket dimension. It's a weird thing. But basically she was created by Alexander Luthor in the alternate universe. So in this, it's implied that she was created by Lena Luthor.
Yes.
Because Lena Luthor was playing with the rock before she gave honor.
Yes.
And then she mentioned to Tessmacher, we begin in phase 2. So it's like, oh, okay. That's kind of interesting on its own. So when I see the clone, I was like, all right, well, it's Matrix. It's basically that character now, because she was created like she was like a morphin power. She weird. It's a weird, dumb comic thing. But I was like, okay, they're going with this in the 3rd season. And then, well, you mentioned that, but I saw that as an article. That's the reason I was thinking of Red Sun with that. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see where they're going to go with that. Because what, Supergirls are communists now? Or they're going to do the Trump-Russia scandal? They don't know what they're going to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. So that's about it. I mean, I didn't think about that when seeing it, but yeah, when I saw an article about it mention it, I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. But your thoughts on this season 3?
Right. I actually prefer this over season 2. Season 2 felt really flat for me, mostly because Terry Hatcher was just terrible in that season for me. That's what you're doing. I thought she was hot.
Even like the last 2 episodes where she had a square off against against Supergirl, and her trying to talk tough. It was painful to watch, I would admit. Kevin Sorbo though. I mean, Kevin Sorbo did his best. I'll give him that. Kevin Sorbo,
right.
Do your thing.
Right, no, but the whole Daxamite thing, I was like, that was going with this. That's kind of lame. I couldn't get into it anywhere near as much as other people doing, and I was like, yeah, this is a totally terrible season. And then I think I really, really hated it because of what do you call him, boy?
Your boy Jimmy.
Jimmy as Guardian.
As is always say, Jimmy any bullshit.
Yeah. Jimmy as Guardian was like
kind of played off again here, but well, on the other, what do you think about Jimmy / Guardian in season 3 of this?
Right, I thought they handled that a little better. It was still dumb, but they wrap it up, and then they say, okay, everybody find out he's Guardian eventually. And I get the feeling that they're going to have him focus on his relationship with Lena. And because I think that working for what it is now.
Yeah,
I didn't have a big issue with that.
Them buy into a couple. I buy into it. Yeah.
Right, and because he has to take with the Supergirl show. I'm gonna straight up say it. Everything in the Supergirl show is disposable except for Supergirl herself, as in the actors and the actresses and the characters.
Yes.
You can interchange anything with anything, and it goes work. Like, okay, I like Martian Manhunter. I like the actor who plays Martian Manhunter, but he can leave the show. Like, I like what they're doing all that myth building and world building with him, but he can still leave the show. Same thing with the adopted sister.
Yes, yeah.
She could leave.
Subplot with
Jimmy
her
could leave.
and
Jimmy could leave.
Yeah, subplot with her and Ruby, which I thought was nice as well.
Yeah.
Right. And just to touch on Ruby for a bit though, whoever plays her, there's some moments where like when she delivers lines and it just sound real cringy. Like I remember like near the end there was like one scene where her mother was bedridden. She's being treated by Lena, and Lena was just doing one of those emotional speeches and talking about, well, your mother's a badass, and and then she said, yeah, my mom's a badass. I was like,
she was bad.
No.
She was pretty bad. Another thing that was really fucking obnoxious with this season. Okay, so look, I don't like secret identity bullshit. But the idea that Lena hasn't figured out Kara's Supergirl is completely ridiculous.
Right?
Like, that's beyond ridiculous. I mean, look, I have no problem with...
How is that possible, though?
Look, the secret identity thing that is barely tolerate, but this was ridiculous.
Like, literally, there's one episode, right? Sorry to cut here. There's one episode, this is where Kara where Kara confronted Lena and talking about the whole, kryptonite stuff now. And then literally the next scene is her, both of them in Catco, in an elevator, and Lena talk about how she don't trust Supergirl. And they're right in front of each other. Like, wait,
I was thinking,
pick up on it?
I was thinking, oh, well, it's because Lena figure she out, but Lena just bullshitting Sheena. And
I was
actually kind of
I was thinking that as well.
Right, they
never brought that up in the end. Like, that would have been a nice touch if it was like, I did know all the time though. Wink, haha,
Right. I don't mind something like that because, Lena smart and conniving, right? So you play it now. And it's Kara is the dotish one. So I get that. But this was nonsense, man. Really ridiculous.
Yeah.
Other things. What's the other things? All right. So Martian Manhunter, I didn't mind. Wins Arc, I didn't mind. I'm glad that they bring in Brainy in because that guy is kind of cool in my opinion.
Yeah,
Although
the
I
actor
hated
who
it.
plays him. Yeah.
I hated his outfit as Brainiac. That is one of the worst makeup and costume designs I've seen in a long time. Jeez, we're glad they wrapped that shit up and didn't have
Although
it.
they did have a nice shot or shots, I think, where he would switch from that blue face to the normal, makeup. Well, the normal skin tone. There
Right.
was one scene where
Right.
it just does that transition. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, the makeup was like,
Right.
yeah, y'all could have
Yeah.
think this up a little bit better though. I mean, just say it.
Yeah, those are true shots. I'm trying to think of something else. What I was thinking of, boy. Right, Lena. Right. Oh, Rain herself. I thought she was a pretty good villain.
Yes.
One thing I didn't care for. Yeah. One thing I
at
didn't
least-
care
at least
for
the actress, sorry to cut you. At
was
least the actress who plays her.
right.
I actually prefer her. I actually like
Right.
how she plays the bad guy. That was great. Like her being normal, being the mother that cares for daughter. That was nice. But I actually more prefer when she plays Rain. Though I think that's when she really shines.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, one thing I didn't care for, I remember coming on in the season when you saw her without the mask. I was like, yeah, but she looking better without the mask. Though. Like they should have. Like I find the mask a little too goofy. They could have just have her with the eyeshadow.
Yeah.
And that would have been fine. Stuff like that. Nothing major to complain about this season for me. It was admittedly clumsily written because they had to justify who was doing what, and then eventually they got to the whole Kryptonian space witches stuff, and who was the villain. I didn't mind that, but they could have do more with it now.
Yeah. As you say that, before I forget, there was, as you talk about villains, the guy who was helping out the Kryptonian witches, and there was this episode.
Oh, that
with
girl
him
was annoying
and
as hell, though.
the kind of cult. You're right with that one girl.
Right.
Yeah, that girl was annoying as hell. But yeah, I felt
Yeah.
that didn't work. Like he was just unnecessary, and they even play it off like
Right.
that. Like yeah, we get what you want, so let me just kill him. Bye. Nobody cares. You know.
Right,
Yeah.
and well, he helped them out in the ending. I'm glad that they did the whole Superman around the world thing at the end because with the time travel. I like that.
Yeah.
I
Superman
thought
was
we'd
in
actually
Madagascar or something like that.
right.
Yeah.
No, but the whole spinning around the world thing in Superman 78.
Yes,
They
yes,
kind of
yes.
did something like that with the time travel in this. I didn't mind that. That was okay. What else? Something is slipping my mind with the Supergirl, but whatever. Overall, the season wasn't the worst thing in the world, but yeah, it was a mess, and they could have write this better. Mostly because of just how clumsy a lot of this stuff was. But the Martian Manhunter stuff was good. He and his dad, I thought all of that was great. Supergirl herself, all right. Here's the point I wanted to make. The problem is that Supergirl herself, they trying to do the relationship thing, and none of that shit working. She has no chemistry with anyone. And it's not like she coming across, she might be a lesbian or anything like that. It's like the character is straight up asexual in this though. Like at no point you're getting any kind of charisma or any kind of chemistry with anybody. Every one of her relationships in the show just falling flat. She terrible with
with Monel.
She terrible with Monel. She terrible with when she was with Jimmy. She had a little thing with Cat grandson. I thought they'd do something with he. Nothing. And yeah, overall it's just a general like milieu for me with her. You know.
Yeah.
She just don't work.
It's
And she
almost
not,
like they just
she's
didn't
not
know what to
sexy
do
in
with
any
her.
kind of workable way. You know.
I think she's
Right.
cute.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind having her be. I don't mind having her be just Supergirl as the Supergirl stuff, but just drop the Kara having her life crap. That don't work at all. None of it works. I don't know what they had to do, but they had to make her more Supergirl than anything and that, in my opinion. But whatever, we go see, and they need to lean into the Supergirl stuff instead of the human relationship stuff now. Minimize that and then keep her as a super person. And all right, and then the last point I wanted to make, we call her Erica Durant was looking like a snack in her red outfit. So I like that. That looked good. In the ending. All right, good. That was it.
Yeah.
That's about it. Sorry.
As you mentioned, the whole relationship thing too. I'll confess, right? So when that episode where Monel and Kara went back to the planet and met Kara's mom and all that kind of stuff, there is a moment like scenes with the two of them together where the story literally stops and it's just like them walking through some kind of like garden or vineyard or whatever it is.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
It's like you'll just stop to have these two characters walk in white and contemplate whether it should be a couple. Like, come on, like the man already have a best looking wife already. Like,
Yeah,
y'all just be friends already. I mean, come on. Why you all this stuff
exactly.
for this cheesy crap now? I mean, come on.
And it would be a problem even if they had chemistry. If they had chemistry, it would still be a problem. But they have no chemistry, so it add on now.
Yeah,
like,
but
well,
one lie, Monel is like really trying to come off like he in love with Sheba, but she just be like,
yeah, nah,
yeah, well I know, but I'm Supergirl.
yeah, right. Yeah,
I mean, no disrespect to Melissa, but yeah, they just need to work on that chemistry angle stuff. I mean, I still like her as an actress.
Right, no, of course, but they had to get rid. They should drop the whole relationship angle. Don't give her no relationships. Just have her be Supergirl. Forget that shit.
Yeah,
it didn't work with anybody. They tried like 4 or 5 different versions of that and it didn't work. So like, drop it.
Yeah,
just drop. Yeah, so that's about that.
Right.
Yeah, overall the season wasn't that bad for me. I actually like it more than Flash season 4. Personally, not as good as Legends, but I do watch Arrow.
Well,
so,
at least it was less convoluted than season 4 of Flash. Right?
Yeah, Flash was a mess. It
was just so much things going on in Flash, but it was ridiculous. Like, did we need the whole thing with Gypsy's father? Just saying, we didn't need that.
No, I didn't mind that. You know, my thing is that they should have. I didn't mind that. You know, my thing is they should have just suss out that fella. We call him Tinker properly. No?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they needed to do. Like, I didn't mind any of that. You know, like Gypsy Dad was just 1 episode. Nobody cared about that, and I was kind of interested in it because.
Show up with like 2 or 3 episodes though.
Right, but I didn't really mind any of that because it's like, well, in my opinion, they needed to explore the multiverse anyway. So I thought they would have teased something like that. No, maybe.
Right.
But that's about it. Whatever.
Yeah. Rating wise for me, I'll give this a light 3 out of 5. It was alright. If you really enjoy the Supergirl series and you'll enjoy it, you'll enjoy this one for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, next season I just hope that we do get a stronger villain, stronger writing, and stronger character growth and build up. I think that's where
agreed.
Have a villain, they hype it up a lot, but they just don't know what to do with the villain, and then we just have all these side villains come up and pop up and be like, oh, we have to bring back the real villain, and then all these subplots everywhere. They just need to really focus on just the storytelling. Yeah. And I mean, CWCG aside, it just need to pick up on the storytelling. That's really what makes the Supergirl show good, regardless of the so CG anyway. You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah, I generally agree with what you're saying. I mean, I give it a 6 out of 10 as well. My attitude is they need to lean into the lore more. Don't waste your time trying to do the personal stuff. Like, I don't mind they do a lot of personal stuff and a lot of social justice stuff. All that's fine by me, but you have to know what to do with it now. Like, they had a gun control episode and it was fucking terrible. Like, jeez, boy. Like,
just out of the blue, we can't have guns nonsense here anymore, so now we have to come up with better meat.
I was like, are they serious with this? Are they actually want to do this here, boy? Nah, boy. Like, look, I know not a gun fan, but like, you gotta handle our material properly, though.
No, but that was a mess. That episode was dull, but like, I had a scene where Jimmy and Wynn had to go by this guy who owns this gun factory thing.
Yeah, it's a big gun debate.
What is going on here with this? I don't understand.
Now that was total nonsense. Whatever. I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate this season, but they could have do more with it. But whatever, as I say, leading into the comic book stuff is one of the reasons why the Flash works so well. You just lead into the comic book stuff. Don't get people to give a shit about the personal issues. That a lot of that wrap up anyway, and then where don't work.
Yeah.
And then just go forward with that. I didn't really hate any of this, but they need to do more with the material going forward. Okay. That's about it.
Yeah. All right, so sticking with DC Comics and Warner for a while. Now we're gonna jump into a movie that unfortunately didn't get around to seeing called The Death of Superman, which is scheduled for release on home media. I think it's sometime early, if not this month. If it hasn't been out already, then I am assuming it's early next month. But Ricardo, you saw it, so feel free to let me know how it went down.
I thought this was pretty awesome. It was actually quite good. Yeah. Okay, so roughly 10 years ago, they did a Death of Superman story, which was really stupid. That was Superman Doomsday, and it was
which I saw nonsense. Once, and I forgot about it. Like, nothing about that show I remember, to be honest.
Yeah, it was total stupidness. And what I hated about it is like, well, why didn't do this and why didn't do that? And they could have do this. And it was just a very poor facsimile of the original comic. Like, look, I don't like Death of Superman as a comic, but it has things in that I really like. And in this, they actually handled it really, really well. They had the Justice League come together. They had basically it feels like a follow up to the Aquaman movie that came out, and then and Superman when they deal with Darkseid.
Right.
This was the Justice League. I forget what the Justice League movie where they fought Darkseid on Earth. Forget the name of it.
I can't remember neither.
And then they had a follow up with Aquaman in it. Yeah, and that was pretty much that. So it's that same New 52 universe now.
Right.
But they made this work. I thought this was really well done. They told Superman's story. They made it about Clark and his arc, and his relationship with humanity. They had his relationship with Lois, which I thought was great. Voice acting, it's not the voice acting was bad. It's just I didn't really care for Clark's voice or the voice actor now.
Yeah,
I'm a big
Jerry O'Connell of all people, like Jerry O'Onnell.
Right.
That's the best actor you could get, mate. Really? No disrespect to him, but I mean, Jerry O'Connell.
Because it's no secret I'm a big DCAU stan. So Tim Daly is my Superman. That guy's my big voice of Superman. Period.
Right.
Yeah, don't really come good for me to forget about Tim Daly. And yeah, this guy, he wasn't. I don't think he did a good job. Frankly, not a bad job, just forgettable. I was on it's the first thing I noticed in this Superman. But I like the design is the same.
But dumb question about the voice. He does have a Superman-esque sounding voice, so it just sounds.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just you don't bring anything particularly special to the table as a Superman voice.
Okay.
And not particularly. Superman has to come across humble and commanding at the same time now, but you don't get that at all. It's just a guy voicing a guy. That didn't feel like anything, in my opinion.
Right. Is the director giving him like free range? Like, yeah, just act over it. Just want to act. I mean, you be Superman. You do your thing. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. But what made Tim Daly? Tim Daly is my reference point for Superman voices. And again, I just come from that time period. I grew up in the 90s. I love that Tim Daly voice. And yeah, everything else come after that didn't really live up to that height. Although the guy in Justice League was pretty good. Or who it was in Justice League was the second voice. Forget the guys.
I forget his name too.
Yeah, he was okay too, but to me, Tim Daly is the reference point now.
Right.
And yeah, this guy wasn't so good. However, the story is great. The action and fighting was great. And then when Doomsday was kicking ass, he was kicking ass. And then they brought in Lex Luthor, and he had a great little arc with it as well, with Lex Luthor in the storyline, and that worked. And then basically, from what I understand, is that they're following up this with Reign of the Supermen, which is the story I always wanted to see and wanted. So this is what Superman Doomsday should have been. Right, this is what Superman Doomsday should have been. Everything, I have to give it a really high score because it ticks all the boxes. It doesn't go above and beyond the Call of Duty, admittedly, but it just ticks all the boxes of what I wanted in the Superman movie from here on in, and I got that. And yeah, it got a lot of good action. They paced the story well. The animation was solid overall. It didn't have any of these dumb mistakes that you see in these DC movies, or at least I didn't notice it in terms of bad editing and shit like that. No. Right. And there's always had big dumb animation mistakes in it. Didn't really notice any of that.
That's something I was worried about, especially. I mean, we've been seeing it with some of these new Warner DC films. Right. I didn't notice any of that. Solid direction, competent voice acting by almost everybody. Competent, not brilliant. Again, I'm not feeling the Superman, but the rest of the Justice League were good. Good humor. They had good character moments with each of the characters. Flash talking about it. Superman had a great arc involving him and Lois and involving his secret identity. That worked. Action was great. The final fight itself with Doomsday was pretty badass, and what they did with that, and then the ending of it where they basically hinted at, they just laid the foundation for what Reign of the Superman is going to be about, and that's about it. Okay. I get us a pretty high score. I'd get us like a good 8 out of 10, or 8.5 out of 10. Nice. Yeah, pretty high. I totally recommend it. I had a lot of fun with this. Not as brilliant as Gods and Monsters. It's not Crisis on Two Earths. It's not Under the Red Hood, but it's still up there. Very, very well done. Hopefully, Reign of the Superman gonna be a classic and be really, really good. It's not Batman Ninja bullshit. Definitely not that. Why you had to bring up Batman Ninja for?
Not that bullshit. But this was solid for me. I enjoyed a lot of this. I didn't have any major issues with it. I couldn't think of any major issues. I just had a good time and I enjoyed it. So I recommend this one.
All right. Nice. Well, I can't wait to see that. I know it has a sequel as well. Well, I can't wait to see that sequel.
Yeah. It's a part 1 and a part 2 coming. So it's like, all right, cool. I can't be mad at that.
Right.